Hello everyone, this is Stephanie from Apex Languages. Who's ready for some grammar? Today, we're going to focus on indirect objects. So for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about nouns and the 4 different jobs they can have. We've talked about the subject, which always goes in front of the verb in English and tells you who or what is doing the action. We've talked about direct object that goes after the verb and it says who or what is affected by the action. So the man eats the food, he's a happy guy, but if the food eats the man, that's a different story. Then we've got our indirect object and the object of preposition. Today, like I said, I'm going to tell you what the indirect object is. To start, let's read this sentence. The man throws his son the ball. First of all, what is the direct object here? Does the man throw his son, or does he throw the ball? He throws the ball, of course, although that is how Charlie Chaplin got his start in show business. The ball is our direct object. So then, what is his son doing in this sentence? That is the indirect object. I often say that the direct object answers the question what, as in the man throws what, while the indirect object answers the question who. That's a very simplified version, mind you, because the indirect object is not always a person, but most of the time it is. The direct object refers to the thing that is directly affected by the verb. If you throw a ball to someone, what is affected first? The ball, of course, because you have to touch it before throwing it. The person who catches the ball is only affected afterwards. That's why they are considered to be the indirect object. They're involved with the action, but only secondly. Now, let's take a look at word order. The man throws his son the ball. Even though his son is the indirect object, it's the second thing to be affected by the verb, nonetheless, English word order, for whatever reason, decided that indirect object should go in front of direct object. That being said, it is possible to say this sentence, the man throws the ball to his son. Now we've got the direct object followed by basically the indirect object. Now how can this be? Well, let's go back to our basic English sentence structure. Subject, verb, object. I just said the object order is supposed to be indirect object and then direct object. So he throws him the ball. If you don't want to do that, however, instead you can do subject, verb, direct object, right? So you're still using the object, you just don't use an indirect object. Instead, you replace it with what is actually a prepositional phrase. So it serves the same function as the indirect object, but really technically it's a prepositional phrase. And we know from our sentence order that prepositions are supposed to go after the objects. He throws the ball to him. Okay, so you can't say he throws the ball him. That's confusing. That's the wrong order. But object, preposition, he throws the ball to him. Let's look at these side by side. So again, subject, verb, indirect object, direct object. That's something you're going to have to memorize. For me, it's not logical, but you just have to memorize it. Indirect object, I-O, direct object, D-O. Okay? Alternatively, subject verb, direct object, prepositional phrase. Both are perfectly fine. It's a matter of preference, or it's a matter of stress. Maybe you want to stress one over the other. It doesn't matter which one you use. What's important is that you do not say subject verb direct object indirect object without using that preposition. Let's practice. Write a few sentences using transitive verbs. Transitive verbs, again, are verbs that take a direct object. Not all do. Okay, so for this exercise, obviously you're going to need one that uses objects. Practice using both structures. Okay, so start a sentence, whatever sentence you want to write, with the indirect object, direct object order, and then take that same sentence and try it again with direct object and prepositional phrase. Start off with direct object and prepositional phrase and flip that one. Experiment. See which variation you're most comfortable with, and then you'll be able to feel more comfortable sticking with that. I'll leave you to it then. Thank you as always for watching my videos. Check out more at apexlanguages.com. And don't forget, you can always email me if you have questions or anything, as well as your homework assignment. Don't forget to send me a homework assignment. All right. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day.